It's going to be asking it, what patients do we have that need to be followed up with? And as you can see, it is going to first run through GPT-5, and then it is going to interact with the native feature that n8n has just released, which is their database. So as you can see, we added a couple different tools like Calculator and Gmail as well. But what is actually going on in the backend is we're first assuming that we are a medical clinic business owner, and we have this database of all of these different patients. So all these records, it's consisting of their names, their condition, their last visit, their treatment status, cash collected, and the notes. So what this assistant is actually doing now, it is essentially just acting like a typical RAG assistant, where it's going to pull all of the information and respond to the question that is being asked. So in my example, I'm asking, what patients still have follow-up required? And I can ask any other question that I would like, but let's just go ahead and go back into n8n and see how it responded. So as you guys can see, it says I found 27 patients with the treatment status equaling follow-up required. So here is all of their different names. Here is all of their symptoms, the dates that they were last followed up with. So it's going to ask me down at the bottom, would you like me to send a follow-up reminder email to these patients now, where I can send them for you? I could filter this list by condition or the date range, or I could even export and share the list as a CSV or report. So there's a few different options, and you can take really any options that you would like beyond this. So if we want to say, can you write a follow-up email to, let's say we want to send an email to Bongo Thunderpants. So let's get his record and name. Can you write a follow-up email to Bongo Thunderpants? So let's see what it actually comes up with. Okay, so as you can see, it says done. I just sent the follow-up email to Bongo Thunderpants. Here's the patient ID. Now let's go within my email, and you can see here is the follow-up email that it actually sent off. So we could be a little bit more specific about what we want to be sending within this email. But of course, it was able to run this successfully. So there's a lot of different options that we could be taking with this. Beyond this, if we are having any form submissions, so let's say we are a doctor and we want to just fill in a form that's very brief and it's going to automatically update the database for us. All that is going to have to happen is we will have this form right here. We'll insert the name, we'll insert the condition and the notes. So let's say our name is John Doe, condition is chest pain, and the notes is pain in chest during working out. Okay, so let's submit this. Let's go back inside of n8n. As you can see, it's going to fill this out, but let's actually execute this workflow and let's see what happens. So first, it's going to check if the row actually exists. So is there already a John Doe within the database? Well, as you can see right here, there is not a John Doe already in there. So it's going to then create a new patient record inside of our database inside of n8n. But if something was already created within there, if we already have a John Doe, then it's just going to update the database with their particular changes. So we could go inside of our n8n database. Let's just refresh this. And we would have to go to one of the very last pages. So you can see here's John Doe. He's experiencing chest pain as the condition. His last visit was on, today's date. We can go so much further with this. So we can ask our agent, can you get the total cash flow collected, where it is going to be using the database and it's going to be using the calculator to look and check within our data table. Okay, so we have all these records with all these cash collected. It's essentially just going to grab the sum. Okay, awesome. So it just finished up. It says our total cash collected was about $28,709. Would you like a breakdown by condition, treatment status, or date range? So we can even get more conditional than this, breaking down just some more filters. Okay, now what you guys just saw there would normally require you to piece together multiple different services and deal with a bunch of headaches. Now you would typically need something like Supabase or Firebase for your database, maybe Pinecone or Reviate for vector storage if you want semantic search capabilities, or you'd be stuck managing everything through Google Sheets with all of its limitations, rate limits, and slow API calls. Now, while these services, they can be pretty affordable when you're starting out, the costs do add up fast as your data and usage grows. So Supabase, it charges per database size and API call. Pinecone, it can run you more than $70 per month for decent vector storage. And do not even get me started on what happens when you hit Google Sheets API limits during peak usage, where your entire automation just stops working. It's very frustrating. But here's what's even worse. You're going to be paying all of this money and dealing with all these external dependencies, authentication headaches, potential downtime, and latency issues because your data has to travel all over the internet every single time that you need it. Now, what I'm showing you today eliminates all of that, where this entire system runs completely free using n8n's data table features that most people don't even know exist because it's just released. So there's no monthly subscriptions, there's no API call limits, no external dependencies. Everything is staying internal, which means that your automation, it runs faster, costs next to nothing to operate, and you never have to worry about third-party service outages breaking your workflows. But before we dive into building this, if you want the complete workflow and sample datasets that I'm going to be showing you, then I'm going to be including it within my school community. It's completely free. Link is down below in the description. We now have a little over 12,000 members, all sharing strategies, troubleshooting any issues together, asking me questions, and you'll also get access to all of the resources from this video, including the JSON and a plethora of different n8n templates that you can directly input into n8n. But what exactly are data tables inside of n8n, and why should you even be caring about them? Well, you can just be thinking of them as your own personal database that is going to live right inside of your n8n instance. But unlike traditional databases that require complex setup and server management or external hosting, these are dead simple to create and use. So here's what makes this a big deal. Every time you store or retrieve data with external services, you're making API calls all over the internet. And that means latency, that means potential failures, that also means rate limits, and that means costs that scale with your usage. But with data tables, everything happens locally within your n8n environment where your data does not leave your instance. Now, this feature, it's brand new, so if you do not see the data table or data tab within your n8n, I'll actually show you guys really quick. If we go to overview, and you will see right here, you'll find data tables. I have a couple different examples right here. Now, if you guys do not see this, just make sure you update to the latest version and it should appear right here. If you're using the cloud version, it should already be there, but if you're self-hosting, you might need to pull the latest Docker image or whatever setup you're using. Now, the real game changer here is how all this integrates with your AI agents. So you can now actually store any type of structured data, whether that's customer information or maybe inventory records, project details, financial data, whatever your business needs. And then you can use AI agents to query that data just using natural language. So there's no more writing any complex SQL queries or dealing with API documentation. Now your AI can just ask questions like, show me all customers who haven't purchased in the last 90 days, or like, what's the average order value for any premium customers this quarter? And you can get instant, accurate answers. Beyond that, what's really powerful is this filtering in the querying capabilities, where you can set up conditional queries, date ranges, text matching, numerical comparisons, all the stuff that you would expect from a proper database, but with the simplicity of n8n's visual interface, which is awesome. And because you can open source this and that it's local, these queries can execute in milliseconds instead of waiting for API responses. So how we actually get started setting this up, all you have to do is come inside of data tables. So if we go to this little drop down, you'll see instead of creating a workflow, you can create a new data table. So we can call this whatever we would like. So I'll call this test 1, 2, 3. We'll create this. And you'll see we'll be presented with essentially just a new sheet with some columns and rows. But we are going to actually be using this healthcare test where we have patient ID, name, condition, last visit, treatment status, cash collected, notes, and everything else. So if you want to add a new row, all you will have to do is you'll just add, whatever your row names are called. So for the patient ID, I'll just put that as ABC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll enter that. The name, this is just going to be Nick Test. Condition, I'll say broken arm. Last visit is, I don't know, I'll just say today. Treatment status is follow up. Cash collected, I'll do $0. And notes is arm hurts a lot. Okay, so pretty simple, right? That's how you add any new records, and we can filter this by 50. But beyond this, if you do have hundreds of previous records, like for example, I have this CSV right here, and I have so many records that I want to add into n8n, you can absolutely do so, and let me showcase how. Let's go back inside of n8n. Let's go to our workflow, and you can see we have made it pretty simple. So all you're going to have to do is just use this template. Again, you can get it within my school community. Go ahead and insert this node or just open up the node, which is just getting your CSV. So we'll do a get rows and we'll find our Google Sheet. So I'm going to execute this step right here. it's going to find the Google Sheet, and I'm actually just going to delete all of the data that is already inside of here. So let's just filter this by 50, make this go by a little quicker. We will delete everything here and delete everything here. Let's go ahead and delete that as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna refresh this, make sure that there is nothing within here. All right, now let's go back inside of n8n, and we're going to be using this data insert. It's pretty simple, just like inserting data into a Google Sheet. We just had to map out our columns. So I'm going to execute this step. It's going to plug everything from the CSV, from this sheet right here, and go inside of n8n. If we go back into our data tables and we will refresh, we should see something here. Okay, so as you guys can see, we have all of the data here. So we have Bongo McCheese, Moose Chuckles, Zigzag, Banorama, and we can expand this to 50, and we will have 2 different pages with all of the records that we were looking to add. So this is how you can actually import a CSV and get pretty efficient with things if you do have any previous leads or any patient data, whatever it may be, whatever use case you are experiencing. Next up, I wanted to showcase how you can actually use some conditional logic within this and some filtering. So again, we're going back to the example of when a doctor is seeing a patient. So what we've done is we just created a very simple form asking for the name, for the condition, and the notes. So every time a doctor sees a patient, they will be filling in this information, but we can also be using this for intake. So if a clinic is maybe onboarding a new patient where they have to fill in maybe their insurance information and whatever else, you are able to filter through that and have this be your example as well, where you're going to be filtering through the information, see if they are a new patient or not, which is going on within here. So first, we're just seeing if a row exists. If it does exist, meaning they are already in our database, then we're just going to update that patient record. But if they don't exist, we're going to create a new patient record. But again, going back to the filtering, if we want to filter through them and maybe only determine that somebody's qualified, if they have a particular insurance, then we could do so. So if we just wanted to maybe add an HTTP request where it's going to run to an API and take their insurance information and query that through the API to see if their insurance passes and if it is, valid or not. So there's a lot of different actions that you can be taking. But let's move on. And what we're going to be covering is this conversational data assistant. So this is essentially just going to be able to talk back and forth with you and be able to handle any task just like you would normally with any other RAG agent or conversational assistant with some memory. So we're just going to be keeping this very simple. So we have our getting data, we have the calculator for, because we included cash collected inside of our database, we wanted to be able to do things like this. So get the sum of the cash collected and maybe even see what our earnings were for a particular month. So it's going to have to do some sort of math, which is why we added this tool. And we're also including a sending a message within Gmail. But this is just to give you an example of how many different things that you can actually be doing with these capabilities. So getting data, it's very simple. All we're doing is if you just search up the tools and you go to data, you will find the data table tool where you could click on this and the operation. You would then be choosing the getting of the rows or maybe inserting data, upserting data, updating data, which is all that we had done within here. So if we found that we needed to create a new patient inside of n8n, then it is going to just be using this insert operation. But if we just wanted to update, obviously we would use the update as well. So that is how you can actually be changing the operations and everything. Pretty simple, right? Now within here, we're just choosing our data table. So we have the test that we just created earlier in the video, test 1, 2, 3, but the healthcare test is what we are actually focusing on and what we're going to want to use. Of course, we have to add an LLM, so I'm using GPT-5 Mini, but if you want something that's going to be a little bit faster, you can use 4.1, and then you will be running requests. I would say marginally faster. Beyond this, we are going to be able to send messages within Gmail. So if I wanted to say, again, like send a message or send a Gmail to one of the patients, again, like what I was showing you here, then it's going to be capable of sending an email. But there's so much more that you can actually do within this. So if you wanted to enrich these patients a little bit further, qualify them a little bit further beyond insurance, then you're absolutely capable. Now, one of the last pieces is the agent prompt. So I probably won't spend a lot of time going over this, but you can get the entire prompt within my school community. So make sure to join that. It's completely free. But what we're saying within here is you're an advanced healthcare data analysis that is specialized in patient management and care coordination. Here's your core capabilities where you have access to essentially, I'm just mentioning all the different tools that it has access to. So this Gmail node, the calculator, the get data, and back inside of the prompt, we're just being pretty specific. So we're saying, I want you to find the patients by the visit dates. Here's the financial calculator, so on and so forth. Of course, we have to provide it with the prompt. So if we wanted to say, break down the cash collected by, let's say, conditions. Well, in that case, it's just going to take the input from this chat message and it's going to plug it back into this agent. So you should be familiar with how to, construct these agents by now if you've been watching my channel for a relatively long period of time. But in any case, let's see what we get back. Okay, so here's a breakdown of the cash collected by each medical condition based on recent patient data. Allergy, back pain, flu, toothache, headache, stomachache, broken arm, cough, sprained ankle. So here is the clinical insight. Back pain and allergy are the top revenue generating conditions. Cough treatments have the least cash collected, indicating either fewer cases or lower cost treatments. If you'd like a condition-specific financial trend report, or if you want a detailed summary via email, let me know. So it really is taking advantage of all the tools that it has been given. So we can be adding, maybe a Teams agent where we want it to be able to send a Teams message or an Outlook email, or if you wanted to send a Slack message, then we can do so. Now, while I am using a healthcare example for this particular demo, the applications for this technology, they are absolutely endless. And I want you to start thinking bigger about what is actually possible here. So legal firms, they could build comprehensive case management systems that track any client information or case statuses, deadline, billing hours, document relationships, and so on and so forth. And you can imagine an AI that can instantly tell you which cases are approaching statute of limitations or calculate billable hours across multiple attorneys for complex cases. And maybe for educational institutions, they could revolutionize how they manage student data, where they are tracking grades and attendances and behavioral notes, parent communications, intervention strategies, and so much more. And AI could, theoretically identify students at risk of dropping out based on attendance patterns and grade trends, automatically triggering outreach workflows. And the big thing to take away from this is that any business dealing with structured relational data can benefit from this approach. And instead of juggling multiple external tools and paying for various database services and dealing with any integration headaches, you get everything unified into one place with this conversational AI that actually understands your business context. And what's really exciting is that we're just scratching the surface. And as these models are getting better and better at reasoning, and n8n is just continuing to develop these features, we're going to see entire business operating systems just built on this foundation. So ultimately, you can now create this AI-powered data management system that's just going to store information locally inside of n8n, query it intelligently using just natural language, handling any complex filtering and calculations, and integrate seamlessly with external services when actually needed. But this is going to eliminate the ongoing costs and complexity of external databases, which is giving you lightning fast performance and complete control over your data. But here's what's especially powerful, is that this isn't just about strong data. We've also built a system that just can think about your data and find patterns and make recommendations, which is amazing, and also automate actions based on what it actually discovers. So that's going to be the difference between a database and an intelligent business system. Now, the workflow that I just showed you guys, this is just the starting point, and you can expand this into handling multiple data points and adding more sophisticated AI reasoning and integrate with dozens of other tools and build entire automated processes all around this foundation. I've seen people take similar concepts to this and build six-figure automation agencies just by solving these problems for other businesses. But in any case, don't forget to grab the template. It's going to be in my school community, and you have a detailed setup guide. So again, link is down below in the description. Everything's completely free. You'll get access to our community with a little over 12,000 members of all AI enthusiasts, where you can ask questions, ask me questions, share your builds, get feedback on your workflows, and learn from others who are building similar systems. So if you found this video valuable and you want to see more content just like this, please subscribe, hit the like button. It really helps out my channel. Drop a comment, let me know what you thought, or just wants to show your support. But of course, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.